And when we're running our financial lives from a place from our childhood, whether it's a trauma or rejection, that's stuck here in our amygdala, that 97% of the time is how we actually respond to the world. But consciously, you're sitting here going, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. We have to understand what those stress responses is. Because what we don't realize that when we have this emotion behind money, whether it's fear, anxiety, depression, regrets, right? Frustration, you could probably list every emotion that's possibly out there that you've probably had regarding your money scenario. And it's important for us to look at, if we look at our minds and we go, that's our ego. And our ego tries to make really smart choices. But smart financial choices has gotten you to exactly where you are right now. Are you where you really want to be? I don't think you'd be watching this video if that was the case. Because most of us have created a financial life that's built on stilts with a bunch of leaky containers, meaning that you're not in alignment with your authentic self and living the financial life that you know that you're meant to live. That it's not supposed to have all these strings attached. That it's not supposed to be so frustrating. That it's like, why can't there be more? And so many of us, we live in the land of opportunity. There is so much abundance in the world that's out there. The question is we've learned how to become income affluent. We've learned how to generate. We've learned how to have money from an income perspective, but it leaks right through our fingers. Why is that? It's because we are paying attention to all those smart financial choices, and we're not tuning into our body. And our body intelligence is way, way smarter than our minds. So why would this be the case? This would be the case because of the fact that humans respond to stress, which, can you agree with me on this one, that money actually can be very stressful for people? I think so. That's why I have a job, because money is stressful to people and people want to reduce that level of stress. And the only way you reduce that level of stress is if you actually align your financials with you on the inside, not for all these external things outside of yourself. And when we're running our financial lives from a place from our childhood, whether it's a trauma or rejection, that's stuck here in our amygdala, that 97% of the time is how we actually respond to the world. But consciously, you're sitting here going, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. We have to understand what those stress responses is. And I'm going to share one of the scenarios with myself. So I'm a people pleaser and I'm a fix-it person. Anyone relate? And that people pleasing and fix-it person has shown up in people pleasing and fixing, trying to fix. You never actually fix anything, by the way. My siblings, the community I grew up in, my friends. I realized after my divorce, I was like my friend's shrink. I was like a personal shrink. And that's why I don't hang out with so many of those friends anymore. And I love them. I love them dearly. I had soul agreements with them. I get it. But where it really played havoc in my world, being a people pleaser and a fix-it, is that's 2 of the 5 ways that us humans respond to stress, is by people pleasing and fixing. And for me, it ran deep. For me, it was a wake-up call one day when I was sitting there trying to figure out, going, someone in my work world had said to me, yeah, you're just not the same person at home as you are at work. And I'm like, what are you talking about? At work, I'm this dynamic, successful business owner. I've owned my own business since I was 22. But at home, I negotiated myself away. I was a people pleaser. I was trying to always fix somebody else's emotional unrest. And the thing is, that's a game you can never win. Because every individual on this planet needs to do their own work, and no one can fix it for them. But it's about the fact, when you're an empath and you're a giver like I am, you have to recognize that you probably don't hold strong boundaries. Now, my body all along the boat was screaming at me, There's these big red alerts going off that it was not in alignment with me. But I wasn't listening. So I'm here to teach you guys and to show you how I've taught many other people since I've had these experiences of how to pay attention to your body to get those answers. So when you need to step into the courage and step past the fear and really step into and lean into a life that you really truly want to create for yourself, you've got to listen to that body intelligence, because your body knows whether it comes out as anxiety or frustration or anger or sadness. Your body's telling you the answer. So when I was that people pleaser and I would just keep doing for somebody else and what their agenda was for how I was showing up in the world, and then when I didn't, holy crap, it was like a 2x4 cracked me over the head. Because when you don't show up in the world the way other people want you to show up in the world, there are consequences for that if they're not getting what they want from you. And the only thing is that people shouldn't want anything from you if your relationship is in right alignment and if it's healthy. So, when we start to look at how we people please or try to control others or train others to do it our way or try to fix it for others, all ways that us humans respond to stress, and you can start to recognize that, I have those solutions for you. Been there, done that. I've helped thousands of people get to this place. Do you want to experience free coaching based on my 25 plus years as being a financial planner and ask me any question that you want to ask me to help you get past that hurdle in your financial world? I run these free workshops every other month to start to open you up to start to help you get to this next place. The information for my free workshop, click the link below and register, and I'll see you on the next workshop.